All right, we're ready to rock. The Sony CCD-V600E Handycam. That's right, very handy. I bought this in 1990. Oh God, what was it? 1992, I think, at a place called Techno. A shop called Techno. There used to be this amazing bunch of shops in London and probably the rest of the UK called Techno, T-E-C-N-O. All gone now, sadly, but they sold decent electronics and also darkroom supplies, and they were great, and they are sorely missed. And I bought my my Sony Handycam from them, and it's a format called hi8. Now, I know some of you, oh, I forgot the nitrile gloves. Oh my goodness. I'm getting this 30-year-old camera all covered in fingerprints. That can't happen. So on with the nitrile gloves to match the shirt. Eventually I'll just join the Blue Man group or something. Right. Now, what have we got here? So the Sony Handycam CCD-V600E. Now, hi8 was pretty much the last analog video format for home handy cams before digital video came in, and it wasn't a bad format at all, really. hi8, it was better than VHS, it was better than Video 8, it was better than, oh, maybe about equal to SVHS. And these cameras were some damn fine pieces of machinery, let me tell you. I'll just run you through the buttons quickly, because they had buttons back in the day. A lot of cameras after this went to the view screen controls, but before that, and in the higher end stuff, Sony said yes, people want an actual button for exposure, for shutter speed, for white balance. You could go auto or manual focus, zoom, of course, and if you push this little green thing in, it doesn't look green because of the green screen. We push that in, you are given a bit of macro facility. And on the other side, well, there's the on-off button, boring. There's the focus, there's the zoom rocker. Here are some microphone options. You can plug your own microphone in, which is quite good because this microphone's not the best. DC out. Finally, in here, well, your outputs, your composite outputs. So that's audio, left and right, and video, and S-video. What's this up here? That tells a story. In, out, out, in. Okay, European, and specifically British made camcorders didn't have inputs. And this was because if you had inputs, legally, I think in terms of VAT, they were classed as video recorders, which is crazy. But they did actually work as video recorders. Now, the reason why this has an in-out is because I bought it in America. And for some reason in America, grey imports, you could actually have an in-out switch. So if you click that to in, then everything, every cable, every signal that you put in through there or through the S-video will be recorded straight to hi8 tape. And that is really, really useful function. And screw you, Sony and the VAT people, for not letting British camcorder buyers have that option. So this is a special, rare PAL camera that has video input. And it was very handy. And I did a lot with this camera. I went to university, and this was back in the day when having a camera was a pretty decent, was a pretty serious thing. It was a status symbol. It just about fits. Oh, I've taken the thing off there, but it just about fits in your hand. You could film, you could play back, you could watch what you've played back through this little CCD here. Unfortunately, as you can see, all I've got now is this white line because the viewfinder is buggered, and this happens a lot. It's something to do with a capacitor, but inside this this thing is an actual CRT screen, a tiny little one. In fact, if I get this off, there you go. See, that's how big the cathode ray tube is, a little black and white one. And this eyepiece just serves to magnify it. The Sony CCD-V600E. They also made something called a V800. In fact, let's have a quick look, see how much one of these will set you back. Oh, this is the V800. I didn't find a lot of eBays for the V600, but a V800, okay, spares or repair for 20 quid. I have found working ones for 25 quid, but a new one, not a new one, one that isn't buggered, that's working, will set you back around £80, which is funny because they still command a price, these cameras. 80 quid for one of these. And here's a little tip for you. Let me see. Here we go. There's power adapters. Oh, 17.98. Oh, parts only. Yeah. The instruction book alone will set you back £16.22. And that's another one. Those are different ones. And here's a little tip for you. If you buy one of these setups, and it comes with a charger, and you don't need the charger, sell that on eBay, because the chargers for these cameras, the power units for all these cameras, are often more valuable than the cameras themselves. Yes, you heard that right. If you buy a whole camera kit with the charger and with the batteries and everything, the charger is where the money's at. Because what I think happened is that people who have these, the old family one, they've lost their chargers, they've got old hi8 cassettes, and they can't power up the camera anymore. So what do? They go on eBay, they look for just the charger, just the battery charger and the power unit, which command a decent price nowadays. Let's have a look at some footage of taken on one of these hi8 cameras. Let's have a look. What should we look at first? I got so much footage here, so much footage. Let's see. Oh well, here's here's something fun. This is something that I made. I was doing a kung fu film club, and we used to make little kung fu style skits beforehand. So here's one of them. That was me. That was my voice. Not. Oh yeah, great. Nice following of the bird there. Yeah. Hello. Who's this? Who's this trying not to laugh? Ah, that's my mate Jap. Jap, get in contact if you're around. These are all cliches from kung fu movies, by the way.
Kung fu movies. Yes, I've got it all. You want this? It's the normal one tape. Cash only.
All I can offer you is 20 copper ingots.
Fine.
Copper ingots. My penny bag.
This film had better be good, or I'll hunt you down like a dog.
And then look at this, he mysteriously... Oh, he disappears along with those dog walkers behind.
Now I'll go home and watch this tape.
Bad dubbing on purpose, of course. Oh, yes. Okay, so that's what hi8 quality looked like. In fact, what I've done is I've also got some footage from it's a trip to America that I took in 1993. Let's have a bit of that. This was in
station
God
over
knows
which
where,
you hear a
Nebraska
broadcast.
or
We'd like
Iowa.
to send you this booklet, What in the World Will Happen Next? Simply call our toll-free number, identify the station on which
Radio
you
full
hear
of
our program,
religious stuff.
send you the booklet, What in the World Will Happen Next? The number to call, 1-800-366.
Oh, that was a
The
great
number
car.
again to
That was a
call,
rental.
1-800-366.
Yes. This is what I've come here for.
And before mobiles, this is how you made a phone call while you're in your car. You stop the car next to a payphone, and there you go. You just
What?
those are the Badlands National Park. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's got a kind
Yeah,
of
I
a
know who Ronan Higgins is.
slightly muted look to the colors, a little bit desaturated, a little bit video, a little bit analog. And of course, this was recorded onto hi8 tape. But what I did recently with this camera is that I ran it because the hi8 recording facility on this camera is toast, doesn't work anymore. What I did was I ran the output here straight into my computer, and I recorded without recording onto hi8 and then back capturing onto the computer. So out of interest, oops, seen that. Out of interest, this is what it looks like when you direct capture to the computer. Where is it there? Here it is. Yeah, so there's a kind of a softness to the picture, not a very big depth of field. I don't know. After years of hating on video and just doing a lot of Super 8, it was actually kind of refreshing to get back into video and see the different color palette. Lots of kind of I don't know, lots of kind of bronzy, orangey kind of look to it. And not such a bad picture after all. Of course, you know, after recording onto hi8 and then capturing back on the computer, you lose a bit of definition. So this is probably the best. That was the best that one chip video could do. And there's another function now, another feature. Before we chuck this into the bin where it belongs, there's a pretty amazing feature of this camera. But firstly, before I show you that, I'm going to have to go to the live feed because, of course, I went to the trouble of hooking this computer up to the camera so we can see it live. We can get a live feed out of here. Okay. Nope, not yet. Bear with me here. Oh, here we go. That's okay. That and settings, and we should get a live feed now. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't plug this in. This is the AV plug. Plug it into there, and yay! Here we go. Here we go. The V600, and you're going to get a sneak preview of what my actual setup is here. So there's my screens. Hey, Ben's Camera Show. Now, why is that there, do you think? Well, because I'm going to show you a really, really, really cool feature on this. Okay, it's got something for titles. And older cameras used to have a very annoying titling system where you had to go through every letter of the alphabet and it came up in big letters on the screen. Looked horrible. But the Sony guys and girls, why not, had this very cool system here. I'm going to hold it up to here. If you can see me see that in the mini picture there. Okay, well, it says title and well, those buttons there anyway. You don't need to. What happens is when I press one of these buttons, it does something excellent. What it does, it takes a contrast-based picture grab of whatever you're pointing it at. See? So that's my keyboard. I press the button. Boom, it does that. Now the reason for that, oh yeah, and you can change colors as well. Let's go to bright green. The reason for that is because then you could make your own titles like this that I've prepared earlier. There we go. And you can superimpose those titles on your picture. You could print stuff out. What we used to do back in the day was we used to print out stuff on from a computer and then print it out and then use the camera to select well, not select, but to make a title. And that's the this is fun. That's what you do there. So you can change that in different colors. You could even, it had two of them as well. So if you press both buttons at once, there you got two at once. Okay, that's not quite lining up. So let's try that. one more time. So let's see if we can line that up. Lens camera show, okay, and the other one, and superimpose that. Oops, not quite. And then both at once. Okay, that's even worse, but you get the idea. So yeah, that was quite a good function on this thing, because you could get quite creative with it. In fact, I'm going to show you something that I did. If you, I found that if you made a circle and then pointed it at the TV for the old video feedback effects, look at that. That's my hands back in 1993. I didn't bother with the nitrile gloves back then. I thought this equipment would last forever. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's the Sony V600E, and yeah, get lots of nice little cool effects there.